Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel 5:56 a.m. It is Friday, June the 6th. Today is the 81st anniversary of D-Day, and there are still some veterans alive today who fought in Normandy. I would like to tip the big blue mug to them. Not only that, I want to tip the big blue mug to all the veterans out there, all of the people who serve their country. Thank you so much for your service. So today, you probably clicked on this video because the thumbnail might have had the word pathetic in it. Okay, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but probably will have the word pathetic in it. And I woke up this morning thinking about a clip I ran from Mark Carney the other day, which I think is pathetic. But I didn't think that way when I ran it. It was him in the House of Commons answering well, not really answering a conservative, but responding to a conservative. And the people on the left, the people who were elbows up, thought this was Mark Carney getting in stride finally in the House of Commons. But it's pathetic. I'm going to run that for you in just a moment. And it's the most pathetic of these three things. And the other two I'm going to show you are incredibly pathetic. I think I've mentioned here before, I had a friend who worked for a very high-level minister in Stephen Harper's government. And when the Conservatives started slipping in the polls years ago, I asked him why that was happening. He said, John, when you're not in power, you're hungry. And when you get in power, you've got lots of energy. When you've been in power for a while, you become complacent, and the Conservatives are starting to become complacent, and the public starts to see it. Now, we saw the complacency of the Liberal Party after 10 years, but unfortunately, the same party got back in, but the same complacent people are running different ministries within the government, and they don't know what they're doing. A lot of them they've been around far too long. So we're going to start off with Andrew Lawton. Now, he's talking about guns here, and he's talking to the Public Safety Minister, Gary Anandasangari. And really what I think he's talking about here, he's talking about guns, but he's talking about rights. And I'm going to put those things together in just a moment. Legal gun owners and your rights. So stand by for that, but here is Andrew Lawton destroying Gary Anandasangari in the House of Commons.
Chair, does the minister know what an RPAL is?
No, Minister.
I do not.
Member.
Does the minister know what the CFSC is?
I'm a minister.
I do not know.
Member.
I'll stipulate, Chair, that is the Canadian firearm safety course that all gun owners in Canada have to do to get their firearms license. Has the minister ever done the Canadian firearm safety course?
The Honourable Minister.
Speaker, it's my third week on the job. No, I have not.
The Honourable Member.
Does the minister know what safety classes and safety demands are expected of law-abiding Canadian gun owners?
The Honourable Minister.
This is not about law-abiding gun owners, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member.
How can the minister make that claim when he doesn't know the basic fundamentals of law-abiding gun ownership in this country, Chair?
Anandasangari says this isn't about legal gun owners, but of course it's about legal gun owners. Liberals don't take guns away from criminals. They take them away from people who have committed no crimes. And if he doesn't know that, he doesn't know his job at all, just like he doesn't know his job at all about the questions Andrew Lawton asked him about. Lawton knows what this is about. You know, we're going to have, and I'm making a prediction here, we're going to have a Ruby Ridge type situation here in Canada eventually. Look it up. And the left will use it against the right and legal gun owners like they used the convoy against the right. All those people wanted were their rights, and you have no rights in Canada. I'm going to prove it to you in just a moment. Because the same guy, Anandasangari, rolled out the other day and started talking about Bill C-2, which will allow them to go into your mail and allow them to start confiscating your personal information. How does he justify all this stuff? Listen to this clip.
Tabling this bill that gives such sweeping powers all at once to various law enforcement agencies. Are you concerned at all about the civil liberties of Canadians? Are you comfortable with that?
Look, I worked my entire life in the protection of human rights and civil liberties. That's a marquee part of the work that I've done before politics, in politics. So in order for me to bring forward legislation, it needed to have the safeguards in place. It needed to be charter in line with the values of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And I fundamentally believe that we have strike the balance that while expanding powers in certain instances does have the safeguards and the protections in place to protect individual freedoms and rights.
Ananda Sangari is pathetic that he doesn't know his job, and then he tries to pull the wool over your eyes by wrapping Bill C-2 in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It aligns with the Charter. Have you ever read it? It's not very long. You should read it. I've read it. Section 2, really important. It gives you the right to freedom of speech, religion, freedom of the press, things like that, your basic rights. But there is a section that takes away your rights, because your rights in Canada are not given by God like they are in the United States. They cannot be taken away. Section 1 of the Charter allows the government to remove your rights. Here is Section 1. It goes on for quite a bit, but the first line is important. Section 1 of the Charter, known as the Limitations Clause, allows governments to justify certain infringements of Charter rights. So the government has control of your rights in Canada, just like they had control of the rights of the people at the convoy. Moving along to the next pathetic thing that happened, Michelle Rempel-Garner, another star. She's been around for a while, but rocking it in question period. I played a clip of the other day talking to the same person, a Liberal minister that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. A pathetic Liberal minister gets be-clowned in the House of Commons by MRG.
Promised to cap foreign study permits, which also allow people to work in Canada. But new data shows that the Liberals blew their cap out of the water by handing out a whopping 500,000 foreign study permits last year, roughly the same population as all of Halifax. Why did the Liberals bring 500,000 foreign students to Canada during a massive housing shortage and while youth in Canada can't find jobs?
The Honourable Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for that question. Those figures are inaccurate. It's misinformation. This new government is hard at work to improve our immigration system, and the introduction of Bill C-2 Tuesday was an example of that. We are taking significant steps to preserve the integrity of our system, while also upholding our humanitarian commitments, because we understand a well-managed immigration system is essential to a safer, stronger Canada.
The Honourable Member for Calgary-Nose Hill.
So I got those numbers from the minister's website. I went on the website and I read them.
That's pathetic. It's on your own website. This person does not know their job. It's a stale, boring, old government. They've been around too long, and they needed to be destroyed back on April 28th, but it didn't happen. So here we are. At least we're getting entertainment from the House of Commons during question period. But here's the big pathetic. And other people didn't see this as pathetic, but I woke up this morning thinking how pathetic this was. I don't know why. I played this clip the other day. They're talking in the House of Commons about the tariffs, and Carney, again, arrogant as hell, like all Liberals are, stands up there, and he starts bloviating about how great the tariffs are doing against the United States. So here's the clip once again.
The First Ministers agreed on a plan to build this great country. Stand up to Donald Trump. Fact. Mr. Speaker, the Government of Canada is imposing tariffs that cause maximum impact on the United States, minimum impact on Canada. Fact. On over $60 billion of U.S. exports to Canada. Fact. Raised over $1.7 billion already. Fact.
When you watch that clip, did you not see how pathetic everything he said there actually is? The mainstream media told us the First Minister's meeting was a great success. It wasn't. Nothing was accomplished. Energy superpower, not a chance. He's got his outs. David Eby doesn't want a pipeline through BC. They don't want a pipeline through Quebec. The Aboriginal people don't want pipelines. We've got Donald Trump and tariffs. They can justify anything with that. Nothing gets accomplished. Trade barriers are coming down, perhaps, but because the premiers are dealing with that, not Mark Carney. He says that the tariffs are having maximum impact on the United States, minimum impact on Canada. Well, that's not true. Our steel and aluminum industries are about to go under. The mayor of Sault Ste. Marie said Algoma Steel might have 2 weeks. And then he says $1.6 billion because of the tariffs, which are going to support workers in the affected industries. How pathetic is that? Do you remember when Donald Trump first started talking about tariffs? I looked it up. It was November 25th. On December 11th, the premiers met with Trudeau to talk about it. Nothing was done. January 6th, Trudeau resigns. Nothing has been done since then. tariffs went into place on March 4th. Let me think. Let's not count November because it was the 25th December, January, February, March, April, May, June. We're in June now. What, 7 or 8 months of tariffs? Nothing's been done? And now they say that Mark Carney is talking to Donald Trump to resolve the tariff issue. And there will be a deal made eventually. I think, and I said it yesterday, I think the Liberals love the tariffs. It gives them excuses to do anything they want because of Donald Trump, because of elbows up, because of Canada Strong. But Carney's going to come trotting out about this great deal he has with Donald Trump. Do you really think that's going to happen? Do you think Donald Trump is going to give Canada anything? No, we're going to capitulate. And this guy got elected because he's the best person to deal with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's the big daddy, not Mark Carney. It's pathetic. This is so pathetic. Everything they do is pathetic. And you know, there was the throne speech thing the other day that never really happened, but they made it through this throne speech, and that's good. We didn't need election immediately. The NDP don't have a leader. The Conservatives don't have a leader. They don't have much money. They spent most of it during the election campaign, so this is going to be a while, but this government is going to fall eventually because Mark Carney and the Liberals are pathetic. Thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, they're going on vacation on June 20th. Remember, Polyev was going to work all summer. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Let me grab my big blue mug. I tip my mug to you as well. I'll see you in the next one.